We're live. What's going on, guys? Victoria Langford, your credit solutionist and the lead debt elimination strategist at mycreditcall.com. I hope you're having a happy Friday, as I am. I have a special guest for you tonight. So whether you had a manic Monday, a wacky Wednesday, maybe you even had a freaky Friday because of your coworkers, I got you. And I'm here to help. Now, for tonight's live stream, I have a very special guest for you because I'm here to bring a message that your coworkers are not your friends. I venture to say about 90% of you have gone through this. I know I've gone through it myself. No shame. We've all been there. But thanks to the wonderful stable of friends that I have somebody in my arsenal that can come and help us with that tonight. So, without further ado, to bring the point home about why your coworkers are not your friends and what you can do about a toxic workplace, I have my friend and colleague, not coworker. I trust this lady. She's good people. My girl, Mentor Shelly. How you doing, girlfriend? Let's get you off of mute, girl.
That might help. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? It's Friday. It's Friday. Yeah.
Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday. Hey, we should actually dance a little bit. It's just me and you, apparently. But I really do think we need to get our juices flowing for this Friday. So we're good, girl.
Oh, no. Denise is here. Hey, Denise.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Denise. How you doing tonight?
All right, Denise, give us a little dance, girl. We can't see you, but just bop with us, okay?
Yes.
We need to get our juices flowing.
Yes.
It's Freedom Friday, guys.
It's Friday.
All right, we had to get the party started a little bit, y'all. I think I kind of like it. I can feel my body like warming up now. We're in the place now. All right, We're gonna fade out. Girl, you know I had to be goofy tonight. Okay. Anyhow, happy Friday, girlfriend.
Happy Friday to you too, hunty.
It's been so good. We had a great week, I'm sure, respectively, between the two of us and what we've been doing with our respective businesses and work lives and all that good stuff, right?
All that great stuff, yes.
Yes. So I was reading a few articles this week about just coworkers, the climate of employment and jobs and workplace craziness, right? And you're the first person that came to mind when I thought about this topic, and it's that your coworkers are not your friends. No matter how much we try, no matter how cool they are, how nice, and we tell jokey jokes every week, every day, it's so hard to believe that these people are not your friends. And girl, a lot of us have had to learn the hard way.
Oh, yes.
So,
yes. What do I have some stories?
Yes. So before we get started, I am obviously the credit lady. I'm the lead debt consultant over at mycreditcall.com, but you are the career extraordinaire, dream career coach. So I'm going to give you the center stage, my lady. Tell these people who you are and what you do.
I am Mentor Shelly. Shelly, your dream career coach. Oh Lord, how you doing, all? I'm Mentor Shelly, your dream career coach. Been a career coach for about 8 years now. Been in the HR field for 20 plus years now. I'm also an HR consultant. I help you to become a better professional through resume revisions, career coaching, career strategy, interview coaching, and my new program, which is dedicated specifically to the ex-trad wives. If you know somebody that is coming out of a situation and they're becoming unpartnered from a spouse and they have not worked in 5, 10, 15 years, and they're looking to get that healthy start back in the job market, I definitely have a resource available for them at mentorshelly.com/ETW. I am definitely focused on that crowd because I know for a fact that this type of service will help them to be able to make leaps and bounds in areas where they had challenges before. So I am here, Mentor Shelly, here to make sure that you all are becoming a better professional in whatever ways you possibly can. All right, guys. So let me give it back over to Credit Solutionist.
Here I am, girl. You know, trying all this new stuff tonight. So look, girl, I don't even know if half of this stuff is working. Hold on, y'all.
It's working. It's working.
Did you hear the audience clapping?
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm like, girl, it ain't working. Hold on, y'all. Let's do this again. Okay, thank you, Mentor Shelly.
Oh, we hear them now. All right. Yes, we are using the drops tonight. Wonderful.
Okay, girlfriend. Yes, girl. I'm trying to test out all these new features in StreamYard, and they are absolutely amazing. So, we'll talk about it like after the show, but it's awesome. Okay, so, dream career coach. All right. I am what I would consider like midway in my work life now. I think I am more than, halfway through my working years. And I am thinking that, about this topic of why our coworkers are not our friends. Because I jumped into the workforce at such a young age, like I think I started working at 17. And at that time, obviously, I didn't have a concept of like workplace relationships, what to say and what not to say, because I was a kid, right? And I was just excited to be there and get a paycheck. It wasn't until I started to go into office life that I started to notice I had to behave differently. It wasn't just because people smile and talk to you that they are your buddies or that they want the same goals that you have and that they are going to actually benefit you, right? So, yeah, this is a bit of a heartbreaking conversation for me. So I think you're going to teach me a lot tonight. So I have a few questions for you, and we're going to kind of look at a couple of articles about this because, the topic we talked about last week with the lady at Wells Fargo that got found, a few days after she passed away by her coworkers really got me to thinking, what was her network like? Did she have friends in the office? Was there anybody to check on her, right? And it really sparked me to go into this topic. So I have a question for you to start this off. A lot of experts do say that your coworkers aren't your friends. So I wanted to talk to you about like, what are some of the risks that you know off the top of your head that we might be overlooking in the workplace when we're developing those personal relationships? Like, how do we know we're doing too much? Is there a way to know?
Number one, you have to assess the type of work environment that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
That makes all the difference in the world. You have to assess, okay, is this a friendly environment? Is this a cutthroat environment? Are these people just talking to me or being friendly with me because of the position that I'm in? And number two, always remember, people are there to get one, a paycheck, and two, advantage so they can increase their paycheck. And three, they may decide to be your friend. Depending on where and what your working environment is, remember, the first priority is never to be your friend. The first priority is for them to get a paycheck. So always have that in the back of your mind when you are assessing if you're going too far. I personally have developed over the years, even before I went into HR, what can happen when you share too much of your personal business with coworkers that either have issues with you being who you are or have issues with themselves and don't understand what it is, what it means to have boundaries. I figured that part out. I got burned a few times myself back in my call center days to show you how long ago that was.
Girl, it's something about them call centers. I'm gonna just interrupt. It's something about them call centers. They're like in a vortex or like a portal to another planet.
Yes.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everybody's had a call center.
They have a special level of messiness. Let's just put it out there. Okay.
Making you wonder how you ended up there because am I that? Oh my God, right?
No, well, you're young and you want a job where you're not having to do blood, sweat, and tears for a paycheck. So, and if you like to talk and you have a nice voice, those are some of the easiest jobs to get back in the day. If you had
Very true.
some, if you had some form of common sense and you knew how to have a conversation and you had a nice voice, then of course that's going to be a job that you gravitate towards. Or that's going to be a job that's easy to get with almost no requirements. It's an entry level job, so that's understandable. But in the job, I want to make sure I answer that question. Understand the environment that you're in, and then make decision who or what you're going to be in that environment. That's most advantageous to your development, advancement. Hey, Still Rocks, how you doing? Yeah, your development, your ability to be promoted, and your ability to garner other type of opportunities that are available. So it just depends on the environment you're in. The environment, the type of work environment you're in, dictates whatever else you do. So the first thing is figure out what kind of environment you're actually in. If you're in
I got you.
Neutral, that kind of thing.
Okay, so that kind of leads to my next question before we jump into our article here. So you said that you kind of have to decide or observe and process what type of environment am I in? Am I in an environment that is we're a family kind of workplace, or is it, hey, we're here to do a job and we have some, niceties and we're polite, but we don't go too far. We kind of keep each other at that professional, we stiff arm each other, right? You have to really figure that out. And if you are an extrovert, sort of like me, because I think I'm an omnivert, I kind of feel like we all are, but I am a person where I walk into a room, I want to talk to just about everybody in the room. I also have to realize every situation doesn't call for that. So I'll even admit that even today in my big age, I still struggle with that because I just want to talk to people. So what are some things that we can be aware of when we're sharing our life in the workplace? Like, as I'm talking, do I have to think about, okay, is what I'm saying right now going to hamper my professional growth? Is what I'm saying right now going to damage my reputation? Will people judge me? Because that's going to stifle me too. So what are some things I need to be aware of when I'm sharing my personal business? Like, should I be telling them that I was twerking in the club after we got off this live stream?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Listen, I've been in toxic work environments where they felt the need, and this is one of the work environments where I couldn't even wear earplugs to tune them out. They felt the need. Keyword, the need. So it was constant chatter about how a group of them decided to get plasterly drunk over the weekend and do buffoonery and come to work the next week and laugh about it. And here's the kicker. If you're not in the group, you don't get invited to those buffoonery type of situations. However, I like myself enough never to put myself in those situations. And I'm not going to stoop to that level just to fit in with a bunch of buffoons. Let me just say that. So,
wait, hold on, because I'm devil's advocate. So now, girl, what's wrong with throwing back a few shots, getting a couple of Jaeger bombs? That's my day. My day is Jaeger bombs.
Listen, you are free to do whatever it is that you want outside of work. What I don't want to do is hear about your drunken stupors while I am trying to work on people's files.
Oh my God, I so have a story for you, but we will jump into that later because you gave me flashbacks. Oh my God. Okay, wait, because I remember
that myself.
No. Okay, then we're gonna jump in the comments before we get into the article. But listen, I remember vividly when I got my first group of really cool coworkers, oh my God, we had to be about 23, 24. I could not have been 24. Oh my God. But I remember one night we all went out, and I remember my boyfriend was there, and he got so mad because we were just partying, dancing, drinking, whatever. And he's looking at me like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "Bruh, I'm in my element. These are my people." The only thing I remember from that night was like taking a picture, and then I won't get too graphic, but I know that I was like hunched over in the restroom, and my coworker was holding my hair back.
Okay.
That
You blessed the
was,
porcelain, the porcelain
girl.
minister. Got it.
And,
All
and
right.
and oh my God, but it was so much fun. So that's what I'm saying. So this is why I wanted to have you on tonight, because that was a retail environment. We were all in our early 20s, like, freshly out of our mom's houses, like living with our boyfriends, girlfriends, or living solo. Like, it was just so much fun. And I just
Mhm.
remember that next day we all were basically crawling into work talking about how fun it was that night. Literally, the only person that was annoyed was my boyfriend. And I was like, well, hey, bro, we don't work with you. It's fine. But, give us a couple of days. I just got to recuperate. But, girl, it was so much fun.
Mhm.
So, my question after telling that crazy story is, are there hard and fast rules? Because I feel like what I just told you, there was really, I don't see how that would have hampered anything because it was a retail environment. So, I wasn't really that focused on my career growth, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Um,
you don't you
so what would you say in that case?
I'm still not gonna. First of all, I'm not gonna do that with coworkers. I'm sorry, that's
Oh
just
my
me.
God, it was so
I
fun.
I
So fun.
I, I know. You felt comfortable enough to do that, and you learned to do better now that you're older. However, I'm not doing that in front of coworkers. I don't trust them like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a stranger danger complex from I was
Stranger
young.
danger.
So, yeah. Um, and I've always understood to do your ever dear best to keep your personal and your business life separate. So,
Mhm.
because at any point in time, you have to operate in front of your coworkers like, in the event that this can be used against you in the court of law, you want to make sure your behavior and what you do is on the up and up, because
Mhm.
people will turn on you quick
Your
to
Honor, I testify. I was holding her hair back and she threw up those enchiladas. Is that what you're saying can happen?
No, what they can say is, oh, they're not going to share the fact that they were there as in a drunken stupor too. What they'll say is, Victoria exhibited irresponsible behavior with alcohol. We don't
Mhm.
know if she's qualified for this promotion. Oh, this is what people will use against you.
Got
So
you.
that's why I say it. You have to be careful now. Still rocks. I want to hear some of them stories. Maybe we have you
I
on one
know. So let me
Friday.
go ahead and get up in these comments. Then we're gonna go into our
Mm-hmm.
first article because we have quite a bit to discuss here. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I just realized I have so many stories, so I'm gonna have to save this for part two. So, okay, hey Denise Joe, how you
Mm-hmm.
doing, girl? Thank you
Hey,
so much
hey,
for
hey,
stopping by.
hey,
And then we said
hey.
hello to Mr. Still Rocks. Hey, hey, hey. And Still Rock says, so I'm mostly an introvert, but when I'm passionate about a conversation, I can sometimes overshare.
Yeah,
Same.
same.
And that's kind of what I was talking to Mentor Shelly about, like kind of what I'm getting at. When
Yeah.
you're excited to be around these new people and it's, they're fun, you can really slide into that mode where you just overshare, and it's hard
Yeah.
to recognize it when it's happening, but then you walk away and you're driving home and you go, oh, I shouldn't have
Uh-oh, I
said
shared
that.
too much.
And then in your head, you're like, I really hope that they forget that I told them about that one time in college. I really hope they forget about
Wait,
that.
wait. Are you having Rico flashback this one time at band camp? Nope.
Girl. Even, I swear, even now, like when I talk to people, I have to be like, wait, okay, would I want like the internet to find out about this, or would I want like so and so to find out? Like, I really have to stop myself to think about those things. So it happens all the time depending on your personality type. So I will say that. And Still Rocks is literally showing that, like proof of that.
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
Okay. Hey McKinley. And I
Hey,
wasn't sure if I
McKinley.
said your name correctly last week because I said McKinley, but is it McKinley? Because it's
Mr.
kind of spelled
Bentley.
McKinley.
Mr.
Okay.
Bentley.
Hey, Mr. Bentley.
Mr.
So I
Bentley.
rarely share anything they can use against me. If they ask how my weekend was, I always say, good, I didn't do much. Okay, so I love what he said. But I am that coworker that you have to decide within 5 minutes of meeting me if you're going to straight stiff arm me or if you're going to hug me, because I would be like, oh my God, sweet. What did you not do? Like, what, like, were you chilling at home, like on the couch? Like, tell me about it. Cause God, I wish I could just do that. I'm that kind. I'm gonna always find a way in there because y'all forget what I do. Part of what I do in my consultations, I dig and I dig and I dig.
But Victoria, there's a subtle way to dig, honey. You just go straight for it. Boom.
No. I promise. Okay, we can role play because if McKinley said, "Good, I didn't do much," I'd go, "Oh, you were like Netflixing and chilling or something." I would do that. So I always kind of like do, and they go, and he would probably go, "No," and then he'd have a smile where I knew his sneaky link came by. Oh. He ain't got to say nothing else. So I'm gonna tell you that's why I do it. And I'm giving away one of my trade secrets, but that is why I do it, because you can tell me something without telling me something, but I would definitely
the quiet part.
Yeah. And I would definitely pick up on the vibe that McKinley was putting down with probably within the second or third time that I came at him and said, hey, what'd you do this weekend? And if I got just good, then I'd say, okay, he's blocking me. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
See you at happy hour,
telling us that McKinley telling the ladies, I'm from the hood. Digging is not gonna work for me. Okay.
Look. That's it. Let me be quiet. I'm gonna talk to Shelly offline because I got to tell her how I be doing it because y'all don't even be knowing it's happening when I do it. But it's okay. But McKinley, thank you for stopping by.
Yes.
Okay, Still Rocks. I have so many stories. Oh my God, Still Rocks. Ditto. Okay, ditto. In all of our big age, we could write a book. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. I've been down this road. I've learned how evil many coworkers can be. Yes. Girl. And we're going to dive into why that is, because I already know, because we're all coming together for money. And a lot can happen when you're doing that. That's why they make game shows about it. That's why come on, guys, because we change when money's involved. Okay, so Still Rock says, for me, being a remote worker right now, the only person outside of my wife and kid that I speak to every day is my director. She does make me feel comfortable and tells me it's a safe space. And he does have, okay, hold on. I'm going to skip down to his continuation and then we'll go back up. So he says, she tells me it's a safe space. So it's like I often try to take my time when speaking to her. For example, when I was working that overnight security job, it took everything out of me not to talk to her about that. Okay, Still Rocks, can you tell us, did you actually never told her about it? Okay, here we go. He's continuing. She would be like, you don't have the same, see, your boss is like me. I would pick up on the fact that you were not the same Still Rocks that you normally are every day. Oh. So I'm intuitive like that. And I believe, Shelly, you said that last live as well, that you have that where you would notice if somebody's not smiling as much or they seem low energy. And that is a lot of what I do, even like I said, with my consultations. And I'm sure you see that too, Shelly. It's like when you ask a question, you can tell that the person is processing and maybe they are holding back because they're not necessarily wanting to share a thing. It's like you can tell they almost want to say it, but they pull back. You can sense it. And it also goes to show, Still Rocks, that your boss was definitely very in tune with you. So you guys did have a synergy. I will say that. So I wanted to he said, I wanted to say, because I just got off when I knew it might not be something that she needs to know. I understand. So you made the executive decision within to say, hey, lady, no, and that's your right. And that's the thing that I think extroverts like me struggle with in the workplace, is that when a person really does not want to go further, I have to continue to sharpen my skills every day to say, okay, I respect that. You know what I mean? And and let it go, because it's not anything against me if a person doesn't want to canoodle. everybody's not a canoodler, right? So let's go back up here. And Shelly, did you have anything to say about what Still Rocks was talking about?
No. I understand why he decided to go that route. But yeah, I wanted to. Denise said something.
Did she? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna get to Trey and then we'll go down here. I just kind of scoot around. He said, "Nope, you can dig all you want, blocked all the time." You crazy? Hey Trey. Okay, is a friend of the hood. Okay, you got that one. And what being from the hood got to do with anything?
Well,
I used to ride the bus through the hood.
That is not the same thing.
To get to my first job. And I'm going to tell you guys, I used to have to sit on the bus stop in Inglewood, California. And I would take the 40 bus. Because, the 40 goes from the beach with the hoity-toity all the way through the hood, y'all. Okay.
That don't mean.
It's not the same.
We go. No, it's not the same. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so she said they get the generic, my weekend was good. Y'all keep trying to hit me with that weekend was good. I'm going to be like, I bet it was real good, girl.
And I'll just laugh and keep moving.
And I'll be like, okay, girl, I'm going to get you. I understand though. I get what you're saying. I went hiking and hung out a little. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what I would do, Denise. If you said I went hiking, I'd be like, oh my God, did you go to Griffith Park? Oh my God, did you go to such and such? Do you know that this one over here is so good? Like, which one did you go to, girl? I was out there too.
Oh, so you that coworker.
Y'all not going to run from me.
You that coworker.
Y'all not going to run from me. Because almost everything you do, if we have it in common, I want to talk about it. And then if we don't have it in common, I want to be introduced to it. Now, that does not mean we are friends.
No,
it means that I'm communicating with you and being friendly. Now, that's what I'm saying. So if she says, because if you say I went hiking, I'd say, if I don't say, where'd you go? I'd say, oh, well, hey, I went to this canyon this weekend. Oh my God. Like, have you been there? I don't think that is out of bounds.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
It depends on the person you're talking to, and you won't know that till you get to know them, because some people might think that's a little much.
And see, and I will tell you this, because I was talking to somebody about this not too long ago. The reason that a lot of people think asking a question is too much is because society has trained us to a certain degree, particularly after the Plan D, I'm not going to say the word, to stay away from each other and to not engage. Because I feel like...
And then some people are just not talkative like that initially.
That's part of it too. So I think, because I could equally say, well, the fact that a person is so closed off, I could also say that that's too much because maybe it makes that person look fearful or guarded. So it can be misperceived. That's not a word, but it can be perceived differently by every different person.
Right, because people are people. And sometimes it depends on what the situation is. And it also depends on, as I said, the environment you're in. Now, if you're in there's two different type of, we operate like a family here, and that could be very toxic.
I feel like when they say that's a red flag.
It can be. It can. Yeah. Or, then you have environments like they'll look around to see who's around, and if it's versus, then they'll have certain conversations.
Wait a minute. I only caught half of what you did. What did you do?
I said, if it's only versus around,
I'm done.
Then sometimes the conversation might be a little different. I'm just saying, every work environment is different, but that plays a part in how you and what you communicate as well.
I think that's true. And I would say back to the hiking thing. If said they went hiking, they wouldn't take offense to me asking, hey, which one did you go to? I went here this weekend. They wouldn't. They would just
be like, it all depends on what they give you. You're trying to get to know them based on the information they give you. Now, some people might think, because I know just from understanding people, because I'm originally from Jamaica, and a lot of Island people,
Mm.
as simple as that sounds, will think. I don't, because I understand you're just being friendly.
Mm-hmm.
But some island people will take that as you doing too much.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's also a culture thing, how people communicate and
Mm-hmm.
what they expect versus what they're willing to tell you versus what they're not willing to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends. It just depends on the person you're talking to at the time.
Yeah. And like I said, I think you can honestly tell if a person is like that or not, because
Mm-hmm.
some people are just, the other thing I will tell you, and I'm learning that in a different part of my life, and we're going to jump into this article. Um, some people appreciate when you ask those questions because nobody does.
That's
And
true too.
the way that I know that,
Mm-hmm.
and I am biased because I deal with this every day, where I will ask a person, hey, da 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 da, and they'll just to the point where I'll be standing there like, I have a great therapist that I can hook you up with, you know, but I can tell when someone does not get that attention. I can tell.
You're
And
like,
I
you need some friends. Oh
no,
Lord.
no, this honestly, half of them they need better spouses. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Oh Jesus, stop it. Stop getting
Like,
messy. Let's go to the
okay,
comments because I'm not messing with
I
you.
know. I'm sorry, y'all. Like,
Listen,
girl.
this is not messy Fridays, okay? I'm not
But it,
messing with that.
I mean, but it kind of is, you know.
Error.
Okay, let's see what Trey's talking about. He says certain jobs you can't say too much about what goes on, especially when you have to sign. Yeah, that part I get. This is more just, you know, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. Because like I said, I the only reason I'm struggling with the hiking question because that's not
Mhm.
personal. People go
Mhm.
hiking. That's not prying. That's like that's so surface that it's
I'm not
laughable.
saying it's not surface, but all I'm saying is some
You
people
know.
may view that, you know.
Yeah, and I think for me, I definitely still have some growing to do in that category because I
Well,
think being never mind. I'm about to tell you something I should be telling my therapist. Let me keep
anyway.
going, y'all. Okay, because I
Okay.
was about to say something. I'm like,
Alright.
nah, this ain't their business. Okay,
Okay.
so but yes, I agree with Trey. I do. Okay, McKinley says you're correct, but it's not if the coworker is your friend or not because you never give anyone enough ammunition. Yeah, like okay, going hiking, nothing. That
Right. That's just an
no.
activity. That's a hobby.
But if I said, "Oh, I went to Vegas this weekend," that could
Mhm.
make you think a couple of things if I don't elaborate. Let's just say I said it and shut it off and walked away. Well, I'm leaving you with a little ammunition, especially if I got a little liquor on my breath. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say
That's
it
a
was
whole
Sunday
nother
and I came back to work on Monday.
thing.
So I'm just saying, like, certain things you could say that would be okay. And then certain things you can say that may lead a person to believe or think something else.
Well, I can't help
So,
what you think. It is what it is. But
and that's part of our conversation though, because a lot of what you say can make people think a certain thing and then
mm.
mess us up. Girl, let's hop up in this thing. Did we get everybody? Oh,
Nope,
Jamaica.
Trey,
Oh, you got a
Trey,
fellow
Trey.
Jamaican. Let's see.
Well, go on, Trey.
Girl, what are you talking about? Sour sop? So what's sour sop?
Oh
You ain't
yeah.
make me no sour sop when I came out there, girl.
Oh no, darling. No, I don't necessarily like it, but it's a fruit that people juice and they use a lot of the leaves. It's for
Mhm.
medicinal purposes, but people
Okay.
use it in they make it with either lime or with milk or depending on how you like it. So
Got
that's a
you.
whole nother topic for another day.
Girl,
Trey.
listen. Okay. All right. So here is our article. So this one that I have here, I pulled up because I just wanted to get to the nitty gritty. 12
Right.
reasons why your coworkers are not your friends.
Ooh.
So this is from the website is Seasoned and Growing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought some of these ways that we know
Mm-hmm.
were pretty good actually.
Okay.
So up there's the quote. So it says here, we're like a family here. How often have you heard that in a job posting or staff
Red
meeting?
flag. Red flag.
Girl,
Red flag.
yes. All the blaring red flags. Now, see, that to me sounds so disingenuous when I hear that. I'm like, no, we're not. I'm here to get paid. What the heck? Like,
Yeah.
don't lie. Like, my thing is don't lie to me. you know?
Don't gaslight me.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll tell you. Like, don't gaslight me, man. So it says, while I understand the sentiment, it proves to be quite the opposite.
Right.
As much as you may want to believe that you can build genuine friendships at work, the fact is that they are rare. Oh my God, I just said this on my Instagram. So after working at 20 plus companies and coaching hundreds, why does person have so many jobs? But anyway, after working at 20 plus
You're
companies.
A consultant, maybe?
Listen, because I was like, what?
They're a consultant, most likely. Keep reading.
Okay. And coaching hundreds of professionals, I've learned that coworkers are not your friends. In this article, I'm going to break down da 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 da. Okay. So he's just telling us what he's going to do. So one of the things I love about hearing advice and being able to give career advice is that I've already been through it and so have others. So if someone is telling you to avoid getting too close to your colleagues, it's because they've already made that mistake in their career. Hence why we're on here with you guys tonight. So the power of having honest and transparent conversations is being able to learn from others so that you don't have to make the same mistake. I'm going to hop on down to some of these points that the author is making. So is it normal not to be friends with your coworkers? If you guys are there in the chat, let us know. Like, do you think it's normal not to be friends with your coworkers? According to the author, it's normal-ish, and they recommend being friendly and being on good terms with your colleagues. Having friendly and respectful relationships makes your time at work easier. Also, having the right alliances in the workplace allows you to reach your professional goals faster. And then I want to highlight this before we jump into the 12 things. Being friends and being friendly are two different things. And that is the point I think I'm trying to make here. But now that I'm talking, I think I'm more of an aggressive, like, you better come over here and talk to me, mother. You know what I mean? Okay, let me come in close real quick, y'all.
Lord,
I understand that I have that energy. I know it. But okay, Shell, if I didn't have that energy, you and I would have never been friends because we would have never been talking. We would have been, oh, I'm too shy. Oh, I'm introverted. Oh, I'm introverted.
Well,
oh.
No,
you know
truth
what I mean?
Be told,
no.
But truth be told, I actually reached out to you first.
But if I did not have my personality, I wouldn't have been receptive to it.
Okay.
Because, girl, I be knowing how to ice people out now. When the time comes, I'll be like, look, you're going to have to stay over there, okay?
Oh.
But but I am rather open. So and like I said, we could sense each other's energy, I think. So
that's true too.
Yeah. So I can't say it was just my personality. Okay. All right. I'll give you that one.
Well, we have another question from Vaughn Official.
All right, let's see. And then we'll jump back into the article here. Okay. After that, Jamaica. Do you feel that companies will hold your, yes. HR professional, dream career coach, take the stage.
Do you feel that companies will hold your few mistakes over the rest of the work that you do? Unfortunately, sometimes yes. Especially if the mistakes cost the company money, time, and caused aggravation to other coworkers, especially leaders. Depending on the mistake, it'll never be forgotten, depending on who, what, where, when, or why the mistake occurred. If it's something where, okay, everybody's human, we can miss a number or two. It might be, all right, that can happen to anybody. Now, if you cost a company $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 because it decided to do half-baked work, because there's another word I want to use. But wait,
it's not a cuss word, right?
It is.
Oh my God, girl, I totally changed one of my titles in my videos today. And as soon as I changed the title, I got a notice that the video was going to get less revenue. So I had to switch it back.
Oh, Lord.
Girl. So I was going to say what you want to say, but please don't.
No. No. There's other YouTubers. There's other YouTubers that are getting blocked off of channel after channel after channel just because of it. Anyway, so, and there's some mistakes. If you rub the wrong person the wrong way, you're done. So it just depends on what the mistake is and how Because in one environment, a simple mistake is okay, you're a human. In another environment, that's stupid, this and this and this. And that one mistake will be used in some cases to fire you. All because of what environment that mistake was made and who's the decision maker in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
it depends. It all
Yeah.
depends.
So Trey says we can be cordial, but I've seen it get messy. Coworkers start dating. We're touching on all those things tonight, so don't
Ooh,
even
no.
worry about it. I got one for you. It can get messy when they break up, especially for security when they let employees go. Trey. Y'all, I'm trying my sound effects tonight.
True.
You the choir. Okay, but we are going to hop into that a little bit later here. So I'm going to jump into a couple of these 12 things. We may not go through the whole list. I just want to point out whatever you think kind of looks pretty poignant here. Okay, so actually, let's do the whole screen. All right, so number one reason. Okay, there's 12 here, you guys, like 12 people here in the chat. Tell us where you guys are watching from if you feel comfortable enough to do so, because we love to know who we're communicating with. And also like the stream and send it to a friend. You all are in a very unique position right now because you're seeing two superstars here before we hit it big, baby. On your
Your lips to
airwaves at
God's ears.
some
All
point,
right.
ma'am. Sorry, y'all, got carried away. Just felt it in my spirit that I had to say it out loud. Let's go, girl. All right. So, number one, the relationship is based on convenience. This hit me like a ton of bricks because it is true. The harsh truth, and one I learned the hard way, but 90% of the time, your colleagues are confiding in you, laughing with you, and sharing details about their life with you because you're there. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Just because you are a body that is right there. So, all right. Okay. Slap me in the face, right? All right. So you can think of this as close proximity convenience. Think about it. We spend most of our lives in the office with so little time at home. It's natural to want to vent or get advice from the people who are readily available to you.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Now, the last part here says relationships based on the fact that you're easily accessible and your attendance is somewhat reliable typically doesn't last long term. OMG. Shell, what say you about that? Is it because of convenience?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
because you go to lunch with the same set of people because y'all got the same lunch break times, and oh, you know what happened, or they see you, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no friends that you keep in contact with, or you don't want to talk to your regular friends about it because they're going to tell you the same thing. Leave that man alone, whatever the drama is. I'm just using that as an example.
Okay, you know, I was like, girl, but you know me. I'd be like, girl, just let me see it through, baby. I know. Let me like, Shell, I know,
So,
girl. Just let me.
And he's like, you be like, see what had happened was.
Y'all and Shelly just be like, girl, I told you. All right, let's go ahead and jump into number 2.
Stop it.
Okay, so number 2 is probably going to hit a few of you in the chat like a ton of bricks, and anybody that's watching in the shadows. You likely connected with this person over a toxic trait or trauma bond. Whoa, that's deep. So it says, what's that one quote? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yes, I know it sounds harsh, but it's meant to illustrate an example. Work colleagues often team up with each other when they have a mutual enemy in common. In this case, the enemy is your workplace or boss. Do you ever notice gossipers, bullies, or pessimists hang out together in the workplace? Oh my God, yes, they do. Sure. My God. Woo, they gravitate to each other. Mm-hmm. So let's see, what else does it say here? It says, as humans, it's natural to gravitate towards and bond over trauma. That's honestly how like a lot of us become friends, to be sad. Like it's sad, but it's true. You know, it's not the healthiest way, but it does happen. You can talk about them, complain about them, validate and understand each other's pain. I've definitely done that in the workplace. This doesn't mean it's healthy, but it's one thing that you have ooh, hang on. I'm sorry, but it's the one thing that you have in common. Sorry, y'all. I messed that one up. Just like convenience, when you leave the organization or get a new boss, will the relationship last? Often it won't, because you no longer have that one topic to talk about.
Right.
Shell, did you have any input on that before I keep going?
No. Keep going. We'll touch on it. Mm-hmm.
And then most people only care about themselves. So I'm going to kind of paraphrase this here. So most will do anything to benefit their best interests. This could mean throwing you under the bus, taking a project from you, or taking credit for something you did. Every one of those things has happened to me, you guys. Like, oh my gosh, this is so, I feel like this is like a diary entry of mine or something. It's hard to form close relationships because the workplace can quickly become a competitive space where people are willing to do what it takes to reach their personal career goals and business goals. So they're basically saying, hey, it's cutthroat because we only got here because we wanted to make money. That is the common goal, you guys. And sometimes there's just nothing good that will come of that, in the friendship arena. And I'm not sure that's a bad thing. What do you think, Shell?
At the end of the day, as Sharia always said, keep your head on the swivel. You have to understand why you're there. What is the purpose of you being here? It ain't because these people are rainbow and sunshine. It's honey for your paycheck. Hello, that's the first priority. So remember that whenever.
Okay, so I'm going to breeze through a few of these. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just depends on. No. Go ahead.
Okay, I got you. So it says not everyone has the best intentions. I do think number 4 kind of goes into number 3, so we won't have to go too deep. Right. You don't really know each other. I think this one hit me when I first got my first corporate job. That one hit me like a ton of bricks because it was when I got kind of thrown under the bus and then got shunned because of a thing that happened. We'll talk about it sometime. It says there's a huge difference between knowing someone and knowing someone. That's a really great, that I like number 5 the most so far. There's differing interests and backgrounds. Absolutely. Your job, you guys, is what we would call a watering hole. Like when you're in, like if you watch those National Geographic videos in like the African safari and stuff, and there's all different types of animals that are at the watering hole and they're all drinking. They're not necessarily trying to eat each other and do all that weird stuff for just a moment. But that's like the one place they all get together. But once they come to after they drink their water, the lions and the tigers be like, whoa, it's a juicy zebra over there. Let me get a piece of that. The hyenas come out the cut. You know what I mean? So work, just like school, is the one central place you're going to meet a ton of people. You're forced to be together. So you're going to be social. You can see that same variety of people at the grocery store, but you are not going to spend 8 hours with those people at the grocery store. Right?
No.
Yeah. So what do you think about that watering hole metaphor?
Yeah, you're going to see varied people be on their best behavior because they don't want to mess up their money. And sometimes the mask slips off and they show their tail. So it just depends on, they're going to be there because at the end of the day, we're all there for the same thing, a paycheck. And then, of course, you have some people that are willing to do any and everything to secure their paycheck and sometimes do their best to try to get you to not have yours. Because some people are grimy like that.
Question for you. As a career coach that deals with different types of people from all different kinds of backgrounds, and knowing that our friend in common, Cherie Warwick over at Black Women Making Money, says that you should always have a multicultural network. Is work a place where you can actually take advantage of that and get to learn different people from different cultures, how they communicate, how they behave? Could you, get some benefit?
You can have a network. I wouldn't necessarily say the network at your job unless maybe 1 or 2. And that's after communicating with them, not necessarily maybe your full-blown career goals, because sometimes they might use that to tank you and push you out the door. So you have to be
I read stories about that as I was researching for our show tonight.
You have to be careful of that as well.
Yes.
You can't give folks all the information, especially if your paycheck is tied to that place. So you have to be very careful. You can a lot of the more refined organizations, let me say that, the more refined organizations that have the budget and the space and they're large enough, to have, let's say, a workplace mentor, or they'll have consultants come in and do like a whole, like career strategy workup, or what's your trajectory. They have, like, they'll say, okay, you have a talent manager, so to speak, which is the same thing as a HR manager. But does that talent manager have a career scope and plan for you within that organization? Because that's what they're focused on. How
Mm-hmm.
are you going to help our organization make more money as you move up? Because if the bottom line is not getting touched, they don't care about all of that. So,
True.
so if they have those type of things, type of services or incentives available, take advantage of them.
Okay.
However, I wouldn't necessarily say build your multicultural networks with people that you directly work with, unless you find that they are somewhat trustworthy with where you're looking to go. Now, that takes a long time, and that you have to be observant, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily just with what people say, but what people do, especially under pressure.
And
Because
you really, oh, go ahead.
you
Go ahead.
really won't know until certain things occur. Like, for example, if a situation happens, right, where you get into an altercation with somebody, God forbid, where somebody accuses you of something or they communicate in an unprofessional way. I'll use this as an example. I've been in situations where I was working at the call center way back in the day, talking about 15, 20 years ago. So, where I was observing a QA representative talking to a person about a call that they just had. Normally, when you're getting a QA review as a customer service representative, they're supposed to take you into the QA room by yourself with them, and they can run through the requirements that they have as the QA team, the quality assurance team, and then they can let you know areas of development that you can work on. That's supposed to be done in private, away from the floor. The QA person decided to do it on the floor in front of everybody, and was for 4, 5, 6, 10 minutes literally embarrassed and berated this person in front of everybody. It wasn't me, because I would have gotten them together real quick. So after that happened, I waited, and I think in customer service, even before I got into HR, helped me to communicate efficiently, especially in business environments. And I went up to him, right? And I said, listen, I understand you have a job to do, and I understand that you were addressing a situation, but would you have liked it had somebody went through all of that in front of an entire audience, telling you, oh, you did wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, and be as loud and embarrassing as you just were? Because none of us needed to hear that. And I'm sure if somebody did that to you, you would be embarrassed. So I would expect you as a QA person, which is a higher position than mine, to have a level of professionalism that would want to pull a person privately and handle that in the most appropriate and professional way. And I said that to him. I wasn't yelling, but I'm also telling you, dude, you did that wrong and you embarrassed that person. And you don't want nobody embarrassing you. So I expect better from you. And he said, you know what? You're right. I should have taken him to the QA room. He was at least open enough to take the correction
Mm-hmm.
and not lash back out at me. Because if he had said something crazy to me, I'm like, this is the type of unprofessional behavior you just exhibited with him. Now you're doing it with me, because I'd have put the mirror up on him so quick.
Yeah.
Don't move me.
I mean, and you have to do that sometimes, because what I hear just happened was one person that was so focused on what they were about to do and the task at hand that they didn't even allow their professional training and professionalism to guide them into that room. Because who the heck would sit there and do that. That's totally a private conversation. But some of us, see how you and I would know that right away, like, whoa, we shouldn't be talking about this here. Let me go over here. He had no concept. No
and
concept.
He knew better. He knew better.
You know?
And I was like, well, would you want somebody to do that to you?
And that's the missing piece.
Yeah, like a lot of times when people do things and they know they're wrong, but sometimes somebody got to put the mirror in your face, like, you want somebody to clock you just like that? I'm gonna need you to adjust that. Yeah.
Mentor Shelly is gonna get y'all all the way right. Okay?
With a smile, of course.
I hope y'all could tell. She's a bowl of soursop soup.
No, soursop, you can't make soup with it. No,
oh, okay, girl. Just be showing you what. Okay, hold on. We're gonna rewind. Okay, wait.
It's okay. We gonna talk.
Wait. Okay. Mentor Shelly is the spiciest piece of jerk chicken that you would get in the tallest mountain in Jamaica.
Oh Lord.
I'm serious. Made by a recipe that's been passed down generation to generation. She's that spicy, y'all. She's got the secret peppers in her jerk sauce. Okay. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. She gonna get you right, okay? She gonna get you right.
Here you go.
You know what I'm saying? Shelly sweet as pie, but she gonna get you together. She ain't no HR consultant for no reason. All right. All right. So let's keep going, girlfriend.
Hey, tell them all of that. Gotta keep some of it.
So and I'm gonna tell you why, because if you guys, what I'm getting at here is, if you work with somebody like Shelly, then the reason I bring her on my platform is because I wouldn't bring somebody on that's going to sugarcoat things for you. Shelly does have a way with words where she can seriously get right to the heart of the matter without being as direct and a little spicy like I will be.
But I can get spicy and direct if I need to.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like that's that part of the ancient peppers that's in your sauce, because the experience, you know how to do it tactfully and then let them know, like, whoa, you know, where me, I'll just be like, look, I'm gonna cut you.
No violence. No violence.
You two don't come take my money.
No violence.
Shing, shing.
Okay, wait a minute. Still Rock's got something to say. Hold on.
Oh, Lord, he probably tearing me up in the comments. All right. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to just read off the last few. We don't have to chat about them, but I'm just going to read them off so we can get these through. All right. And then I'm going to hop in the chat. I see y'all. All right. So the workplace is competitive. Shelly definitely touched on that. You have different priorities. Some of y'all are there just to get a paycheck. Some of y'all are there to get promoted. And some of y'all are there because that is literally the only social interaction that you get every day. No shame. It's just everybody has a different priority when they go to work. Power dynamics and hierarchies. Shelly touched on this too, because you don't know who knows who. True. Just like the boss told you when you got to that job, hey, there's a path to management, path to promotion, right? You don't think they told your coworker that too? When they got hired? Y'all, it's a standard list of things they have to tell you during the interview. Am I right, Shelly, with this one?
Yes, exactly.
So everything you heard, trust me, they heard it. And who knows, your coworker probably got promised more because they tailored it down. Once you got there, it's been watered down, you know? Gossip and office politics are the norm. Listen, you guys, I don't care what industry you're in. There's always going to be a level of gossip somewhere in your office. If you don't know about it, it's just because you are not participating. That's it. Because I'm just trying to, I don't know. I was trying to think of, like, as I was reading and researching about this, I was trying to think of what industries you could work in where you're in close quarters with people and there's no gossip whatsoever, like never, ever, ever. Do you think that even exists anywhere in the workplace? Like, is it possible?
If you work remotely, and even then you find some.
Girl, okay, look, you know I do everything from home. Girl, we be gossiping. That's all I'm gonna say. So no, I've been doing this. I've been working in my sports bra and sweatpants. Yes, y'all, I said it. Sports bra and sweatpants. Unless I'm doing consultations. Yes, credit solution is be comfortable. Okay, have not worked like outside of my home on a full time basis since 2018. And I left the corporate environment because of a lot of what we're talking about tonight. I'm talking about relationships 7, 8 years old that I had to let go of because it wasn't like a person was okay with me when I was their subordinate. Come to my house, get to know my kids, da 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 da, like close. It wasn't until we became peers, meaning I got from under that person's tutelage and picked up another mentor professionally, then everything started to change because I had to start putting the light on what this person was doing wrong.
Oh, they cool with you until
Yeah.
you start making more money and you in a high position.
Yes.
The
So that
monster showed up. I got you.
And that's where we talk about number 9, the power dynamics and hierarchies, and number 8, where we have different priorities. Because my priority was to eventually become, I can't even say it because, God be knowing I be praying. But it's like my goals were different then. It wasn't just to be her employee anymore. Right? Okay, so then career transitions and changes. What did I just talk about? That's exactly what happened to me. I transitioned into something better, and now she and I are walking side by side. It's no more, hey, call me and tell me what's going on. No, ma'am, you call me actually, because I need you to help me do my job better.
The power shift is a heck of a thing, isn't it?
Girl. And then lastly, your friendships can affect your reputation. Oh my God. That's a big one because sometimes who you associate with in the workplace can paint you. Nobody will take the time to figure out.
I'm going to give you a very interestingly not so demure story about that. Unfortunately. But before you do that, let's jump to the comments. I don't want to. They've been patiently waiting. So,
girl, they listen to me just yap 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 yap. Is that where we started? No, that's not where we left off. Hold on, because somebody did say something a little salacious, and I thought, all right, here we go. This is where we actually stopped. Oh, nope. Hold on. Yeah, you're right. Y'all been just chatting, yapping. Hold your mistakes. That's where we stopped, I think. And then we can be cordial. Okay, yeah, the breakup thing. And then how we learn and grow daily. Hi, how we learn and grow daily. Okay. Denise says, I have seen dating at work go good and not so good. However, I'm actually attending a wedding tomorrow. They met at work. Hey, nothing we say here is the gospel, It's just
it works out for some.
Yeah, it's just cautionary information we're given here, All right, it works for some, but rarely. Absolutely. I have a story, but y'all, it's too personal, and I don't think the people involved would want me to share it, so I'm going to be quiet. But I will say workplace relationships, kids be happening.
Oh, Lord.
That's all I'm going to say. All right. And then he said, you're comparing the workplace to Training Day, the relationship between Alonzo and Jake. Hey, that's one of my favorite movies. But yes. And I do think that Training Day was not just the message that you saw on the surface. I do believe that, that energy exists in every workplace.
Absolutely.
Every workplace. And kind of the one I was just telling you about. She used to do a lot of dirt. And because I got a few liberties when I was her employee, I didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? And I realized after. Yeah. And
that way.
And I want to ask you real quick before going on to Stone, because I think Stone says something we're going to have to sit on for a minute. What do you think about that, though? The people that befriend you, and then kind of give you little favors, so you don't really call them out. Like, what do you feel about that? Is that a friendship, or is that just like quid pro quo?
That's not a friendship. That's never a friendship. That is, I'm going to throw you some extra bones so you don't rat me out. Roof. No.
Can we say it's just bargaining?
it is bargaining, but it's not a
Okay.
bargain. It's not going to, the results of that is not going to ever be good if
Hmm.
you're compromising your integrity to what it is that you're doing. If you're
Okay, chat.
compromising, if you're
Yeah.
compromising your integrity, you're going to have a problem.
And I think that was the hard part for me. And I think it's a hard part for a lot of people
Mhm.
because you have to really check yourself and your personality and like
Mhm.
your hard, fast rules for yourself,
What are your values?
your values, right?
What are your ethics? Are you operating from an ethical place? Or are you operating from a place of convenience?
And it's hard to figure that out when you're benefiting from it and you're so young. I will say that's what it was
You're
for
still
me.
figuring it out when you're young. That's part for the course as well, because that
Yeah.
also, because that's why they said when you're 22, your brain ain't fully developed for that
Girl,
reason.
listen, I was feeling the other day. I was like, do I still have my soft spot? Because sometimes I'll be wondering. But
Let's go to the comments. I
no,
can't with you
I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine, guys. Book me for a
You
consultation
are
at
right.
mycreditcall.com.
You do. So
No, I
silly.
promise. The analytical part of my brain, y'all, it developed like a stone, yo. It's good. But the rest,
Okay.
I'd be like, mm.
Hmm.
Okay, so Black people can't be naive in the work environment, especially if you're the minority demographic.
Preach.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely onto something, and that's what I'll say. You're onto something.
And you also have to consider where we're in, and we have to be extra careful in those environments, because if we're not in an environment where there's a lot of us in key positions, that can be very, very detrimental very fast.
Yeah.
You have to know how to navigate in certain environments, uh,
Mm-hmm.
because this can be used against you very quickly. You're hearing key terms in the media and news now called a diversity hire. In other words, they think you don't qualify to be in your position, and you're probably more qualified than the idiot that's saying it. But I digress.
Girl,
Keep
that was spicy. You see what I'm
Mhm.
talking about, y'all?
Comes out every so often. Come
Girl,
on now.
Shelly gonna get you right. Where's my this is what Shelly just did, y'all. Everybody, all y'all coming to her with craziness. She just slapping
Have
you.
to be more careful.
Professionally, of course. She slapped you professionally. All right,
There you
now
go.
let's but no, like I said, yeah, Stone, you're onto something. Okay, so Still Rock says my wife isn't an open person, very private, which is that's a great quality to have in a wife, honestly.
Yeah,
She won't be telling your business, so that's major.
that's great.
um she really showed me how to put people in categories. I love
Very
it.
important.
Associates, friends, professional versus personal. That
Correct.
is such game that young people
Yeah.
need to get. And Shell, you have something for young adults, right? Going into the workforce that kind
Oh
of
yeah.
okay.
Yes, absolutely. I actually have some resources available for them as well. The book is really dedicated to them, from clueless teenager to consummate professional.
Yeah.
7 steps to getting the career and life you want. You can grab that at mentorshelly.com/book.
Mm-hmm.
That's really
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
really that's really the guide I put. That's the book I put together for when I was in that age group and I needed the help. And when I tell you, I got baptized by fire. Ooh, boy.
No, it stings so much in the moment, but like
Mhm.
later on, it's like, oh, I needed to get that scar so bad. Like I needed
Yeah,
that, you know?
yeah, because people will say things and you're like, "Oh, this is my friend," until it's time to get promoted.
I'm
And all
telling
of a
you,
sudden,
y'all, like those
or
kind of
until it's time for a pay raise, and who you think is for you is really not for you when things really get. Yeah, go ahead on. Keep
they not.
check your.
Okay. He said, clock in, clock out. I never bring professional items to work and leave at my desk. When you maintain professional boundaries, people don't know how to read you, or so I'm always told. That is so true. I have some input about that, just based on something that happened to me very recently. So before I share that, Shelly, what are your thoughts?
I'm I'm for that, because
Mhm.
this is not this is not your home away from home. I don't know why these people be bringing they half a day personal stuff and they want to decorate their desk. Sometimes it helps. Bring that one picture. Don't have your whole family plastered all over your desk. And then when it's time for you to leave, it take you forever and a day to pack up your stuff. It is a job. You come there at a certain time. You complete the assignments that are given to you, plus some extra if you're trying to get a promotion, which is to increase your personal economy, which is what this is about. It's not you're home away from home. You might want to think of the gym that way because you're breaking a sweat and you're in a vulnerable position. But the job ain't it, baby.
Okay, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, mentor gets spicy. See, girl, you on here trying to act like, no, I doubt. Girl, we all know you. Girl, stop. Shelly B.
Who, me? I know what you're talking
about. She gonna get you together. All right, so when mentor Shelly start getting spicy, Jamaica. See, girl, they be paying attention to you. Listen, they be paying attention.
Yep. Da da dee. I do that at work all the time. Da da da. Whenever it gets a little hot. Mm-hmm.
Girl. I'll be standing there like, what I do? What happened, guys? Okay. Donald Watts. I don't think I saw you in earlier. Welcome. I hope you're having a great Friday. We're just here shooting the poo about these coworkers not being our friends. Yeah, I was heartbroken as I was reading these articles, man. He said, you gonna do this to me? Listen, it be feeling like that. You know, that the end of he's talking about the end of Training Day where they got Denzel and Hood turned on him. Listen, I left my last job feeling like that. I was looking at them all. You know that Temptations clip that they play on TikTok where he's like, y'all gonna do this to me? Y'all gonna do this to me? It's like Leon standing outside when they tell him he ain't in the group no more. Girl, I swear I left that place feeling like that, but I was very quiet about it. I shouldn't even be saying it right now. Those flavors could be used as blackmail later. That's true. That's true. No, you're right.
That's why it's important to operate from an integral place.
Yeah. Okay, and then he says, I was always taught to take 60 to 90 days to track people. Very true. That's great. That's great. You know what's so interesting?
That's good.
I find that we do this. It's weird that we know how to do it in certain areas of our life, but not all the way across the board. You know,
because if you don't have coaching or you don't have somebody to really help you navigate the professional world, you're gonna get baptized by fire a few times. And we have to learn quick.
Girl, my non-minority people gonna be watching the live stream like, what is she doing? Why is she pointing at her hand? What does that mean?
Those who need to know. I ain't gotta say
you cannot be on my live throwing up gang signs, ma'am.
I'm not throwing up gang signs. I point at my hand. I touch my hand. That's all it is.
Oh, you had a little itch?
Yes.
Hey, that's gonna be our thing. I like that. Hey, look, you gonna know what I'm saying when I do that, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat, like at least 50% of the chat knows what we're doing right now.
Hello.
So I mean, it kind of is a gang sign. They'll never know. We like lotion. That's all, y'all. That's all it is.
I put some on earlier. Yes, we want to make sure moisturize.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to try something new in tonight's live stream because I'm trying all the features of StreamYard, which is an amazing platform, by the way, you guys. I'm going to run an ad really quick because I don't know what YouTube's doing in the background, but we're going to run something real quick just to see how this works. So you guys are going to be live and in color with us. Let's see how it goes, Shell. Let's give me a sec here. Let's see if it works. Are you ready to pivot your finances to the next level? Then join the Credit Pro Academy, our free Facebook group where you'll connect with a group of like-minded, financially savvy people just like you. Here, you'll network and share your wins with peers who share your financial goals and challenges. Stay updated with the latest in credit and debt elimination strategies. And best of all, you'll get real-time support from me, the Credit Solutionist. Don't put off your financial growth any longer. Click the link in the description below and join the Credit Pro Academy today. See you there. Hey, girl, I was back here jamming. Okay. All right, y'all. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? When we get on live, we running a business, baby. But yeah, come join us in the free Facebook group. And that's where you can get direct contact with me if you have questions about, what's going on in your credit journey. You want to get through me to get to Mentor Shelly, send me a little message. I'll hook you up with my girl over here. And yeah, just get down in that group with like-minded people that are on the mission to economic freedom, just like you. All right. So it's totally free. Okay, guys. So let me jump back in. I think we got all the comments. Now, all right, so we're talking about the why coworkers are not your friends. All right, we got our 12 facts already down, so we can kind of move on here. Thank you so much for spending time with me tonight, Shell. We really appreciate you.
Of course, of course.
All right. So is it ever appropriate to build personal relationships at work?
It can be, but you have to know who you're building them with. And that takes time. That takes time.
Okay. So I was going to say, so I kind of want to ask you a follow-up question and tie it into what Stone was saying right here. Now, how can an employee, how can we find a healthy balance with doing that clock in, clock out, not really say too much personal stuff? How could we do that and also navigate not being known as cold and unapproachable? How can we do that? Is that possible?
You have to speak to people and say, hello, how you doing? It may just be that for a while, or you hear somebody make a comment or something like some offices are big on, okay, so what we having for lunch today? Because I'm hungry already and it's 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Depends on the office you're in. That's cool to say because you are surrounded by foodies. You will find that out if you're working around people, some people. Girl. So, it depends. Or somebody, they'll be more likely to say, okay, when's your next vacation? Or do you have any vacation days left? What's going on? Depending on the office environment that you're in, you can kind of piggyback and see what people say. Now, if there's somebody that cracks jokes all the time versus a person that is more straight-laced, or somebody that you might think is quiet until you hear them say something, you'd be like, wait a minute now. I didn't think that was going to come from you. It just depends. You have to feel the environment out and make sure that, you want to be approachable. Let's be clear, because if you're too stoic and then it may assume that you're unapproachable. And then if you're unapproachable, then you're not a people person. That assumption can be made very quick. Only because they don't know, and what people don't know, they make up, unfortunately. What they don't know, they make up, and then that might be forged into your reputation, and that is nothing like how or who you really are. But people make assumptions all the time about all kinds of things. So you have to feel out the environment that you're in and navigate accordingly. Do you want to be the nice girl in that environment? Do you want to be the one that cracks jokes? Do you want to? You have to be careful of the jokes. You got to remember where you are, because some people will go too far. Yeah. It's a delicate balance. If you're in an environment where you can share like that, but if you see that there's times where you can do that, and then there's times where it's get your head down and get working. It all depends on what environment you're in. And then you have some environments that have no room for that. Just get your work done, follow up with who you need to follow up on, send emails, make calls, return phone calls. Whatever it is, you have your list of things that you need to do. Because I'm in HR, it could be 5 things one day, it could be 10 things the next, and they're all different things. Because of course, I'm a generalist by trade, so I touch on everything in HR, from recruitment all the way to, unfortunately, helping somebody get terminated. That's never a pleasant situation. But
bring you in close. What? You help fire people?
No, people fire themselves.
Oh. See, remember what I said about the herbs and the spices in the mountains, y'all? You see that?
Fire themselves.
You see how she did that there?
Yeah, people fire themselves. Because the policies and procedures, because I conduct orientation. Part of the I pretty much manage the onboarding process. The policies and procedures are not only reviewed with you, you get a full-blown written copy of them in your handbook and in the policy pages that you signed.
Yep.
I, like many other adults, like to read what I'm signing. And if you don't take the time afterwards to read what you're signing, you are held accountable for what you signed. Half of human resources job would not need to be done if people simply did something along the lines of this. I'm using this box as an example. Pick up the paper that you sign and read it.
Girl, even if the paper was that big in like super big font, girl, I was about to cuss. They would throw it away.
And I'm sorry, you are responsible adults.
Really? What?
No, I have had people that got terminated because of attendance. Mind you, I spend 45 minutes going over the attendance policy.
Right.
For every orientation. I beg, I plead with folk. Do not get any occurrences. Get here 20 minutes before your actual shift. There is no grace period. Right. And inherently, when somebody is getting terminated because within the first 90 days, you're under stricter guidelines. I specifically tell you that. I read it out to you. You will have 1 out of 5 say, nobody bothered to tell me that. Yeah, you will lie before Jesus.
Listen, they be acting like they didn't hear nothing, see nothing, like see no evil, hear no evil.
I've said it to you. I told you, and you signed off on it. And then you're going to turn around and tell your supervisor or your manager, nobody told me that.
Which inadvertently, they're trying to say you didn't do your job by saying that, right?
The lies you tell.
That's why I said even when they're talking, they're not even thinking about how stupid they might sound in that moment.
No, they're not. They're not concerned with that because that wouldn't have came out your mouth.
Right. That's what I mean. There's no foresight when they spew stuff. They're just trying to save themselves, you know.
And keep in mind that there can be modifications and reasoning and chances given with any other infraction. Attendance is completely your responsibility as an employee.
Right.
I cannot control when you come in and clock out, and when you leave for lunch and when you come back from lunch. You are ultimately responsible for that. I'm going to use this as a badge. I cannot tell you to come in on time and swipe the badge on time. I cannot tell you to come and swipe the badge late or come in early. You have to make that decision because everybody that we hire is 18 years or older. We make the assumption that's an adult age, but some people have proven me wrong time and time again. So, I'm sorry I had to go off on that rant. It was one of those things where somehow in this world, in this labor market, people are trying their best to make other people be responsible for their own actions. It's called grow up and handle your stuff. I was going to say something else, but we keeping this PG today. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Attendance began folks in trouble. I mean, it does. I mean, I when I first got into the workforce, or my second office job, I definitely had an issue with that. And like we had a point system. It was like half a point if you're 10 minutes late, whatever. But we also had a union. So yeah, your girl was covered in certain ways. But they were big on that time thing. And I think that it keeps people accountable. So I, for one, especially now doing my own thing, it does matter when people show up. If you say you're going to be there, you got to be impeccable with your word. Which is something that I am learning the importance of, like the real importance of it, like on an adult level, you know.
Please say that.
Yeah, because it's a big deal. Okay, hey Alley Cat.
Hello, Alley Cat.
Greetings from Vegas. Wow, you are far away, Alley Cat, but Vegas is fun, and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So, hey, Shelly, I have an important question for you. How do we identify if we're being overly friendly in the workplace because we're trying to overcompensate? Like maybe we don't think we belong in that room, or we have diarrhea of the mouth because we're just trying to fit in. Like, how can we identify when we're doing that, or if we're doing it?
We're doing a lot of communicating. If you have to watch people's response to you, not just verbally, but their expression, their body language.
Okay.
Because sometimes people won't say anything, but you'll see them look at you kind of, or they'll. You gotta watch. You gotta watch gotta watch body language, and you also need to sometimes secretly roll up and see what people are saying about you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somebody wants to call now. Tell them they got to call back.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know why I threw that in there. God, just throwing up gang signs for no reason. Okay, look. Okay. But no, you're so right. And I think it's very important that we learn how to recognize micro expressions. And we'll talk behind the scenes, but somebody gave me a micro expression this week, and they totally thought I didn't see it. And I was like, ooh, I caught that. I just said it inside. I was like, you seem a little bothered right now.
Ooh, sugars.
I was like, you smiling, but you're gritting your teeth, player. I see you. I see you, player.
Oh, girl, I got a story about that. They be smiling and they be doing this.
Oh my God.
At the same time. Go ahead.
And the beauty is, and you and I talk about this all the time, like, I'm gonna just say it. The devil can never hide, and the devil doesn't hide. Like, the devil always wants you to know he's there in that moment. Like, it's a reason because it's a reason I caught that micro expression, because the devil was like, yeah, girl, look, we messing with you now. You know, like, he always has to tell you. He'll tell you straight up what he's doing. You just got to catch it. Anyway, right. I don't want to get too deep, but yeah, I caught it. I was like, the spirits are in this room right now. Okay, so some managers dig in. You would have to call them when folks are late. The manager would take their time, ask what time they were supposed to show up, and say, try again tomorrow. So you're saying, like, without being reprimanded, like, they would just be cool with it? Or he's saying some managers dig in, so they go crazy, and then
it depends. Sometimes for some managers, it depends on who it is.
But
the attendance policy didn't say it discriminate based on who you are. It says this is what you need to do, and this is what the criteria is. If you don't meet the criteria, you get the repercussions for not meeting the criteria. It's real simple. Yeah.
So I have another question for you, though. Like, have you ever been blindsided in a job?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a story that you could tell us that you feel comfortable with telling? Girl, change the names to protect the innocent. It was Pookie and them.
Or the guilty.
Allegedly. We have to say that.
Not that I ever thought this person was a friend.
Okay.
But I was in a work environment where I got into a department, and one of my coworkers, because I'm, if I'm working and I have a flow, I tend to hum or sing. Not loud, just and I'm, doing the thing or whatever. And I'm in the work environment, and I had my neighbor go, "Can you stop the singing?" Me no bitty. I was like, "Are you all right?" That bothers me. Can you stop the singing? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I said, well, like, I guess joy seems to be limited for some people. I kept going. That's just one of the things. But I was in a department, fairly new. I got promoted from one department to the next, and I'm in a new department, and didn't understand this is where I learned about salary negotiation. This was long before I was in HR. And the manager, the supervisor for that department, I got in the job and I'm learning. This is where I first learned how payroll works. And I got my first payroll experience. You're talking about more than, 15 years ago. So So this was a long time. And I was doing my payroll job, and then I was in that position for almost a year. And then I got started reporting to a new supervisor because she recently got promoted. And the new supervisor called me in her office one day, and she was like, um, so and so, they call me by my proper government name, and said, you are the, unfortunately, and I didn't know this at the time, and I'm about to, you are the, your salary seems to be the lowest in the department, and we want to make sure that you're at least comparable or within range, in the mid range, for all of the other payroll people that are here. So because of that, and we see that you work very hard, and I had gotten awards for my work, and I still have some of those certificates in my professional portfolio to this day, showing my excellent level of work. And because you are doing such a great job, we're going to give you a X number dollars of raise, just because of my work quality and my positive attitude. Now, that had nothing to do with friends. That had nothing to do with anything as far as but because I was friendly with everybody, right? And I was friendly with her before she got promoted, number one. Number two, I cracked jokes with her because she was very, being friendly, keep the environment lively, because we had a couple of girls in there that was hell bent on keeping gossip and drama going on. And I didn't subscribe to that. I never did. Um, and when this person got promoted, I didn't expect them to look out for me. But the person in the role before that was willing to keep me at that low rate. And it took somebody that saw the potential in me, to be honest, and gave me more money because of how the quality of work that you put out there. Your reputation and your overall positive attitude will speak more and do more for you in the work environment than any, and sometimes any nepotism can bring, because a lot of times the nepotism is only beneficial when certain people are in charge. But your overall attitude and the level of the quality of work that you do will speak volumes. So what I'll say is this: sometimes we go in an environment, and we'll go into certain environments, and not all skin folk is kinfolk. I'll say that. And sometimes your blessing comes from unexpected places. I'll also say that. Because I was not expecting it from that person, but because I went in that environment with that overall, let's be cheery and happy. We're here 8 hours a day, 8 hours a day anyway. Might as well make it a pleasant experience. And I've always approached all the work environments I was in, even ones that are toxic. And because of that and the blessings of the Lord, I was able to get a raise, even though I was in the same position. You're muted, darling, remember.
Hey, girl. I'm over here. Amen. No, I was gonna say, what you're saying is so true, though. As you were talking to, I was trying to think, like, when can I remember a time where that happened to me, like, where I guess I was blindsided.
Yeah, because I wasn't expecting any of that. Like,
yeah. I do remember one time, though, to kind of lighten it a little bit, I'm a little aloof, if you guys can't tell. And that's why I said, like, when I'm very serious, I'm serious. But when I'm aloof, y'all, I be floating. And sometimes I do things. I would tell you what I did. It was so funny. And they knew, like, I was so not used to working in an office with, like, really professional people. But I remember one day, like, I used to eat a bowl of soup every day. I would come in, and my boss, like, she didn't care. Like, she would just let me get coffee and my breakfast or whatever. She's like, "What you eating today? What you going to order?" So I remember I brought some soup from home, and it was in a porcelain bowl, like a big one, y'all. I was getting in. It was so good. And I didn't realize I was scraping my bowl like with the spoon, because I'm so used to eating my soup at home, you guys. And it was like screech, screech, screech. And it didn't dawn on me that my spoon was making was making
that noise. Like,
you know, but this is what happens when your coworkers kind of like, they know, okay, that's a young person, like they don't get it yet. And I was sitting outside the HR lady's office, and
oh boy,
we were cool. Like, I feel so stupid saying that now during this conversation, but we were cool, you know. Mm-hmm. And she comes out and she's just looking at me. She goes,
"Yes, exactly."
And I had my headphones on, so I was just like, girl, she just staring at me. I'm like,
and you're not even.
I'm all typing and stuff, right?
You don't even see her, do you?
Y'all starting to see why I left the office life, but I swear I was, girl, in the zone. That soup had the flavor, and I was so zoned out in my headphones and everything. And then she comes over to me and she goes, you know, she calls me my first name. She goes, Ashley, and I'm like, hey, girl, what's up? I was like, do you need something? Because there was literally no reason I would ever talk to her, because she was an HR person, but she wasn't for my department. She was the HR for the department I worked in, but we were with the corporate office HR. So there's nothing that could have happened there. But she was like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, she's like, you're scraping your spoon. Can you stop? And she didn't say it like, stop. It wasn't like that. It was like, girl, you are not at home. And I was like, oh. She's like, yeah, thank you. I'm trying to get some work done. And then she goes back in her office.
Because I'm sure that's like in her ear, like, come on, man.
But I'm looking at her like, girl, I'm going to see you at lunch, but thank you for chin checking me. Okay, I got you. Because I was so aloof. I didn't realize that I was making noise, and nobody else in the office had the balls to like just look over the cubicle and say, hey, Ashley, shut up. You know? Well, I swear, we didn't talk to each other like that, but it was comfortable enough where like I said, when she came out, I wasn't offended by the way she did it or nothing, because that was our communication style. So she knew she could be a little spicy with me. And I was like, oh, my bad, girl. Sorry. You know, but as far as being burned, just like long story short, I definitely was burned. I will tell you guys why you should never tell people about personal things that you have going on that will lead to your success, whether it's financially, in your love life, whatever it is. Keep that stuff close to the vest. Because I remember one time, like I had the opportunity to go on a press tour one time. This is years ago, and I literally hardly ever talk about this, but I had the opportunity, and this person who was not my boss, but it was my boss's boss, she looked me dead in my face and she was like, if you go to that such and such, I'm gonna fire you. And I was like,
first of all,
and I was young, and I just stood there and I was like, what? I need my job. Like, I was thinking, I need my job. I can't go back home. I need my job. What? She just cut me so deep, because my life would be totally different had I got that opportunity. You would not be seeing me. Y'all probably wouldn't even know who I was in this form. Okay. I'm gonna say it like that. And I was like,
bam.
She took the wind out of my breath, my sails, my chest. Like because
you were young and naive, you didn't know no better. You should have checked her.
Oh my God. But here's what happened, y'all. Y'all gonna love this. Credit Solutionist came back, baby. So the reason she did this was because she got in hot water about not helping me when I needed the help about a certain thing. I'm not going to say too much because I know people that I know are probably watching and whatever. But long story short, when the opportunity came, Miss, I'm going to fire you. Let's just say that someone higher up than her, with the situation that happened, so where I couldn't leave work because the situation was so big that I couldn't be away, they literally asked me, whose fault is this that this thing happened? We were all sitting in the office together and she was in there. Do y'all know how quick I pointed at that woman? Do y'all know how quick she didn't have a job the next day? See what God will do for you?
That's a FAA.
Just chill.
Chill. That's a satisfying FAAFO moment.
Oh, God will work for you. Okay? Because she really thought she ate. And even though we didn't say ate back then, because this was a long time ago, y'all.
Well, she
thought she ate. She was like, yes. And she was. And she was like, I'm gonna get this little and I was like,
oh, one
but
of
girl, I'm
those.
coming
Got it.
back. I was like, girl, I'm coming back though. I'm coming back. But I couldn't say it in the moment. Because after I picked my lip up off the floor after she told me I couldn't do what I did, I was like, dude,
No,
this
well,
gotta come back
now
around. This has to.
here's where um I said, the last time I checked, I worked here between these hours and these hours, correct? What I do outside of here is not your business or anybody else's. The last time I checked, was your name such and such and such, and I call out my mama name, and I call out my father's name. I said, so the last time I checked, you're not my parents. And last time I also checked, I was good and grown. So you don't get to tell me what to do outside of these walls. I
Yeah.
report to you, I'm not your slave. And I'm
And you
also
know,
not your child. Oh, I
and
understand.
here's
And I'm
and
not gonna
here's
hold back these words just like how you hear me saying it with all this energy.
I will tell you, had I used that energy in that moment, I wouldn't have had my job. But the reason she did it also was because my living quarters were attached to my job. So that's why she did it, because she knew, you want to be on the street? Like that's exactly how she sounded. She was like, I will have to let you go if you go and do that thing. I'm sorry, Ashley. And oh my God, I'm pretty sure I cried like after that because I was like, wow, she's trying to ruin my life, dude. Okay, cool. You know, didn't know me from a can of paint. She just didn't like me. And I remember a couple people told me that. They were like, yo, she just doesn't like you. She has no reason. She just doesn't. Just deal with it, you know?
Yeah, jealous much? Go ahead on.
I know, and I hate to say that about people. I don't be
Um,
wanting to believe that crap. But
uh,
it was deep. It was deep. When you're a young woman in a certain situation, the older ones will be. They
yeah,
do. Yeah.
we're gonna have to discuss
Another conversation for another
power
day.
dynamics in the workplace, because
Yeah,
baby,
girl. Okay, so Trey says this. Oh, he said. Oh, yeah. He said that one. Okay, this was the one I think I didn't
point
see.
system.
Yeah. So
No,
the
no, no.
employee
He didn't.
with.
You didn't talk about that. Go back up.
Oh, this particular place has a point system.
Yes.
There were temp agencies. Yeah, I've been on that too. Yeah, you had a quota to meet daily, or you're sent home or wow. This manager wanted folks there on time. Yeah, because it sounds like a lot of people's heads would have been on the chopping block, not just the employee, but the manager. They may be looking at them too if they don't meet the quota. So, okay, that makes sense. The employee would have to wait at the door until the manager showed up and decided to let you in. Oh, wow, to get to work or not. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Depending on the situation, you can come in and be sent home for the day. You know what? I will say this. That's how the flower shop is, Shell. Like, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They send the designers home all the time. They're just like, yo, we don't have any work. You got to go. Girl, I'll be like, ooh.
Yikes.
Ouch, you know, that it does suck because I can imagine like, oh
This
my
is
God.
why I encourage you to always develop new, say it with me one time,
Skills and abilities.
Yes.
Are we supposed to get some kind of like, is there a spreadsheet or something? Is there a training course? Is there a consultant that we can talk to about that kind of thing, Shell? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, girl, you're talking. What you got? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm gonna close out with this last little section we're gonna talk about here because we just talked about how we got blindsided. You know, and my story of retribution, because y'all, it still feels good to this day to talk about that story. So let's talk about. Oh, here we go. One more, then we'll get
That's
back into
right.
the
Get
next
some
topic.
skills or take the deal.
Which, by the way, if y'all, I don't know if anybody in the chat was at that conference, but I was a speaker at Dave's Get Some Skills or Take the Deal, that he had.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that was really, really fun. And I got to speak. It was I was the first speaker at the event, and then I think then Patrick, Dr. Dix from Erica Williams' channel, he went on after me. and then Diamond Dave was third as a presenter. But I
Mhm.
am forever grateful to Dave. So shout out to Dave for giving me
Yes.
my
Shout
first
out to
ever
Diamond
speaking
Dave.
gig.
Yep.
Yeah, letting me talk to his audience. That was awesome. So yeah, if y'all missed it, you missed a great conference, and Mentor Shelly came over too. So yeah, it was great. Working on those skills as we speak. Donald, okay,
Yes,
wait,
sir. You were there.
wait. Oh
I'm
my
looking at
God,
your
you
face like
guys.
yes.
Oh my God. I feel okay. Do y'all remember in the first conversation, in the first part, I said I was kind of aloof? Yeah, listen. Okay, look, show. We both had that. We both. But yes, you guys, we met Donald Watts. So Donald can actually confirm what we're saying. So
Yes,
yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
That was so much fun. I
Hey,
honestly cannot
Donald.
wait to do something like that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
so that port situation opened my eyes. You know, a word about the port. I used to go to the port of Long Beach, not to the port, but like we used to go and get like drinks and stuff at this bar that was next to it.
Yeah.
I was on the fence about the port situation only because this guy, when we would go to happy hour, and this guy would come in after work every day, he'd get so hammered because the port was right there. So he would just come from work every day, girl, making all kind of money, and he spent it all on booze. It was crazy. And I thought, wow, he works with all that heavy machinery and he gets plastered. Like we would talk to him every day, but he didn't know who we were. But I thought, wow, how's he going to get home tonight? How's he going to get to work the next day? Like, how is this dude making it, man? You
Oh, boy.
know? So I thought, I don't know if I want them making $120 an hour. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Let's put
That's a
it
bit
to you
steep.
this way. When it comes to the port situation, it affects it. There is long-term domino effects everywhere.
That's
You
true.
have that port situation woke up not only suppliers, it
Mm-hmm.
woke up logistics companies like UPS and FedEx. Like
Mm-hmm.
they all had come to Jesus decision making meetings in the last few days.
Yeah.
Because if those ports decide to, and there's a lot of other controversial things going on at the port itself,
Mm-hmm.
all of this supposed striking
Mm-hmm.
is also happening because there's, from what I understand, there's buzzes all over the place. I don't know how true this is. This is allegedly. This is where we kind of filter over into news a little bit, that people, they found
Uh-oh.
humans, live little humans in some of those carriers. Yeah, well, that's another subject for another day. We're gonna talk about that offline.
Wait,
But
like,
yeah,
okay.
yes,
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it trafficking or traffic lights?
traffic lights.
New
So
traffic lights in your city?
yes, 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 yes. We'll talk about that offline. But
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot. There's a
Oh,
lot.
Trey telling on them. Trey telling on them.
Yeah,
Was
there's
it
a
one of those containers, an evergreen container?
evergreen. There's a lot going on behind the scenes outside of this. We want more money. Not like they don't make good money, but they work hard and they
Yeah.
want to be able to negotiate. And there's a lot tied up into this, and it can affect how our economy operates. So we'll talk
Mm.
about that another time. But the
Whew.
yeah, for sure, a lot of work unions had meetings in the last couple of days. That I know for a fact. That's not
Yeah.
allegedly.
Because
Um,
they said that they have now only postponed the
the
strike. They
government.
have not said we're not doing it. They just said postpone. So
That's
I saw that. I was like, oh dang, they still yikes. Better
this
get
still
that
might
tissue,
go down.
y'all.
This still might go down. So whatever you need to do to prepare. So
Yeah. It just seems like I guess they couldn't have another worldwide you know what again to cut off our supply, but now this is gonna cut it off. I would have never thought this would happen. It's so crazy. You know? They had us all thinking something else was gonna happen to mess us up, and now it's this.
don't think. Listen, be prepared. Keep your head on a swivel. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Switching
Anyway,
from international back to domestic. Yeah, some of this stuff it's kind of confusing. It's like, why can't we manufacture certain things here? It's like, dude, it's because we owe people money. I know what that is. It's like, dude,
well,
America, the
we're not
people.
listen. We're not gonna talk about the economics of all of that.
Oh
That's a
my
whole other conversation for another
God.
day.
All right, y'all. We're gonna hop into this last part of this because I thought what an interesting topic that we talked about tonight, in that we're saying don't be all up in your coworkers' faces, right? Because they are not your friends. Okay, noted. I understand that. But why is it, Shelly? Pray tell. Why is it that people have workplace romances? Can we talk about that for a minute? Because
The same reason they have workplace friendships, proximity.
I'm a little confused by this. Let me make sure I'm on my right thingy here, y'all. And I see Trey, you said something else. Let me get you on the screen. Treaties
For
and
true.
agreements. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. It's deeper than just some dudes on a port not wanting to go to work or saying that, it's getting too hard, blah, blah, blah. We need more money.
Oh, mhm.
A lot of it is they have information they can share that's really going to mess some people up. So, like I say, y'all, credit solutionist, I be on it. I just be pretending to be silly sometimes. I think something's going on with this though. Am I just not sharing the right thing? You guys, I am so not tech savvy. That's why people be needing assistance, Girl, I should literally have somebody here right in the background, like, what you need, Victoria? I got you. Because
Good.
I swear I'm clicking on the right one, but maybe well, look, y'all, credit solutionist. I was tired. All right, so let's talk about this last part because okay, we all said that workplace relationships are like not the thing to do, but it turns out that a pretty substantial number of adults actually meet their significant other in the workplace.
Mhm.
If not meeting their spouse in the workplace, they have at least dated somebody in the workplace, whether it went somewhere or not. So, is there a difference here, Shelly, in creating a romantic relationship versus a friendship? Because it seems that a romantic relationship is even deeper and more intimate than a friendship in the office. So what are your thoughts on this?
I I don't have an issue with the romantic relationship in the office. I wouldn't necessarily encourage it
Mhm.
because it can get real messy real fast and turn your work environment into a toxic one. Depending
Totally.
on the situation, depending on if the person you are dating is mature or not,
Mhm.
or what position they're in. Because if they're in a one as a subordinate or your one is reporting to the other, that can get
Mhm.
pretty hairy pretty fast
Mhm.
when it comes to being promoted or being if you're in the same department, that becomes a little hairy, it becomes a little sticky as far as
Mhm.
working. There's some people that do not know how to
Mhm.
divide or not divide, but being able to separate your work environment from your personal one.
Mhm.
Some people get a little messy. God forbid you start dating somebody else in the office,
Oh
or you start
God.
dating somebody else. Yeah, when things don't work out the way you want, depending on who you're dealing with, you could be dealing
Mm.
with some of these males in grown men's bodies, or vice versa. You're dealing with these females in grown women's bodies that start making things very difficult for you at work. A lot of times, I don't know what the statistics are, but the likelihood of it working out is slim, is very high, right? But when it does work out and people get married and they have live a happily ever after life, beautiful and
Mhm.
wonderful for you. I want that for you. Bless God. I love love. Okay, let's be clear.
I
But
love.
but when it does not work out and
Mm.
people try to move on with their lives, and sometimes the other party makes it difficult, male or female, depending on what type of relationship it is. It can get very
Mhm.
toxic and it can
Yeah.
get very unprofessional very quick. Here's how I know.
Oh.
We have had drama
Mhm.
that we've had to deal with
Okay.
in current and past positions. Oh, this guy and this girl, they were dating for X number of months, weeks, years. right? And all of a sudden, they're no longer dating.
Mm-hmm.
And this person starts dating somebody else in the workplace. And all of a sudden, the old boo is trying to pick a fight with the new boo. And there's almost an altercation months down the line. Yeah.
Wait, like fisticuffs?
Like getting in your face. Yo, who are you? Blah, blah, blah. Why you? Oosh, back and forth. It almost came to blows. Thankfully, one of them was a temp and another one was a direct hire.
Mm-hmm.
So the direct hire got suspended and the temp got lost a job.
Dang. That sucks. How long was the temp there? Like, were they there a significant amount of time?
I mean, a few months.
Okay.
And they were literally getting ready to transition to direct hire, and personal situation caused that to your opportunity.
So they blocked their own blessing. What a dork.
You'd be surprised how many people are willing to be dorks.
Okay, so I'm gonna okay, go ahead, and then because I'm about to make your point with this article.
Because of their wonderful feelings, their big, fat, luscious feelings. Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised.
Feelings are amazing. I will say
they are, but
they're fleeting.
They are fleeting, and you have to understand how to manage them when you're at work. Professionalism should not be compromised because you're at work. I mean, because you have romance at work. You should still have some professionalism at work. Bless God.
Girl, I'll be hearing you, but it's going to be hard for me if I ever have to go back into an office. I am going to need so much home training. I am going to book a consultation because
I was getting ready to say, I'm glad you know me.
And I know that the landscape has changed so much since the last time I worked in an office,
Mm-hmm.
I would not know where to start. I'm like those people where they get married and then they kind of break up and they go, I don't want to date again. Or like married people will say I'm scared to date because it's scary out there. Like, that's how I feel about the workplace. I'm like, it's scary in there. I don't want to go.
So hold up. You trying to compare the in-office work environment to the dating environment? The dating environment got pee, poop, and all kind of chemicals.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't want to go there.
So,
it's a whole lot different than the work environment. It's a little safer.
I'm gonna say. So, okay, we'll say the work environment has a little bit of poo, just a tiny bit, like a smudge, like a streak in your underwear. It's like
Mm-mm. You got Lysol and deodorizer for that. It's not that bad. It ain't that bad.
So we'll say that the workplace, it does have okay, we'll say it's got some gaseous odors in it. We'll say it smell like farts. So the workplace has farts, right? It's not like the dating pool, I will give you that. But the way that, like I said, the way that married people feel like, oh God, I'm glad I'm not, in single or whatever. Like I said, that's how I feel sometimes about the office. Like, oh my God, I'm glad I'm not there. Like, I feel like I would die. But it's only because being out of it and then just being at a screen, it does change how you interact. Like, you actively have to still go out and be social so you understand how these things work. So, yeah. So just networking events and stuff like that, you got to learn how to speak or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna just jump into this and then we can wrap it up. But what I was gonna say is that I liked what you said about the situations that turn out positive when it comes to workplace romantic relationships. Because according to this article, it literally says workplace romance statistics show that over 60% of adults have had a workplace romance. So if over 60% of people have had romance in the office, it would stand to reason that at least we have 14 people, is what StreamYard is telling me right now. At least 12 of those people that are watching right now have either have probably had like an issue where they got too close to another coworker. And I'm not saying romantically, I'm saying on the just being too friendly side. Because the romance, I think the 60% is less than the people that made the mistake of being friends. I feel like, I'm trying to say if I'm saying this right. I feel like less people have made the mistake of going romantic than have made friends. So it says between little time outside of work to meet people and a heightened degree of comfortability, workplace romances aren't likely to go anywhere. Though our survey found that 43% led to marriage, that's pretty good stats in the 60%. Workplace romances are not a dream for everyone. When 40% of work romances involve cheating on an existing partner, increasing workplace gossip and perception of promoting favoritism, it can quickly become a nightmare for HR. So it says 50% report work. What'd you say, Shell?
I can vouch for that being a nightmare for HR. Keep going.
I can imagine. So it says 57% report workplace relationships have impacted their work performance. Listen, y'all, when Credit Solutionists be feeling somebody, don't be in the same place with me, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Let me get back to it. So I understand it can impact your performance. 43% have married someone they work with. I will absolutely say my mom and my stepdad can attest to that. It does happen. My brother is also married to a woman that he works with as well, but she started working there after, from what I understand. But yeah, I know they have experience with that. So 35%, it says, don't report their relationship to their employer. And I guess that just depends on what the rules are, because they may not have to do that. It may not be required.
May not be required, but some of them keep it a secret because they don't want people in their business either. They want to keep it quiet. And there may be policies against it too. So
now it says 40% have cheated on their current partner with a coworker.
Proximity, honey, proximity.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that's why I told you, with the, being the person that in the office that would chat with everybody or whatever, I could easily see how an affair could happen, because a lot of times in the workplace, you're running into different people. You're running into the coworker that is not getting along with their spouse. And maybe you are the person that listens to them. Maybe you're the person that makes them laugh. Maybe you don't yell every 5 minutes like their spouse does, right?
Or so that's what they're telling you.
There you go too. So sometimes the workplace is where you can go live a fairy tale, and because you only know me in the 8 hours that I'm there. You don't know me outside of that. I can tell you what I want to tell you. You can't prove anything.
You have to keep in mind that a lot of second marriages are with assistants and executive assistants and secretaries. And the first wives are usually the actual wives. So a lot of second marriages are with assistants at work.
Oh my God, that deserves a sound effect.
It's true.
Oh, I know. And it's so terrible, but
it's horrible, but true.
I mean, because people have to do what works for them. And this one I know I'm guilty of. Shell, you do not have to tell on yourself. But 50% report flirting with their coworkers. I am as guilty as the day is long.
I've been known to flirt a time or two when in the past, not now. In the past, when I was younger.
And let's be clear.
Let's be clear. That's God. Oh glory, Shondo.
Let's be clear. We're not talking about that overt, disgusting stuff that y'all are probably thinking of.
No,
that's called coming on to somebody. That's not flirting. That's overt. That's nasty. I said what I said.
Who got the spice now?
Right. No, because what I'm saying is I know what that is like. And I will say, in sometimes it can be fun. But it's only fun because work is so damn boring sometimes, depending on what you do. And some people just need that little. And then if you get men and women together, nature would dictate there's going to be some flirtation. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if
Harmless
you're,
flirtation, yes. Some
yes.
flirtation with intent is something else.
And sometimes it's hard to tell because I used to, work in the senior housing industry, and I'm sorry, old men are feisty, okay? Old men are feisty.
Shh, no, can't tell. What
You
do you mean
know,
old men are fighting? Just a blanket old men are fighting. Okay.
and
Okay.
they will say some stuff and you be like, cat daddy, please. We are at work. Well, I am. You're not at work, but I'm at I'm at work,
You trying to keep it professional. They're trying to get spicy.
Girl, old men, and I'm gonna say the ones that be like over 65,
Ooh, baby.
girl, if they see something young and a little like supple with no wrinkles walking by, they just lose their stuff.
They were like,
Girl. I'm looking at them like, homie, I don't want your social security check. Go sit down. Go sit down. I be like, yo, but put me in your will though, baby.
you know what? Goodbye. 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 Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Hey guys, like there's a reason I'm a business owner here, okay? But yeah, no, but that flirtation, honestly, I think it's harmless. I think it's cute. I think it makes the day interesting, but if it does get out of hand, I do think that we, women and men equally need to feel comfortable enough to at least speak up and let the person know that you're not feeling it. And then if they keep going, I would say go to HR. What do you think, Shell, with that?
Yeah, like
thing?
you kind of know what yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it being harmless, and like Donald Watts says, you can be flirtatious without getting personal, and it ain't got to be nothing. No, it ain't gotta be no heavy work. It's just let the day go by. Put a little smiley. Oh, you look nice today. You give
Yeah.
it a little look. You be like, the person will be like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It ain't gotta be nothing more than that. But now, if you want to be like, well, you're just dripping with gorgeousness. Now you feel
Yeah.
like you doing it. Like, sir, you're doing too much. You're doing too much.
I would.
You're doing too much.
My little ego would be like, oh, this is so great. And then like when my common sense kicked in, I'd be like, oh my God, that guy's gross. Like, what is wrong with him? How dare you?
I mean, at the end of the day, guys, your coworkers ain't your friends. You have to understand to divide. You have to have very strong personal boundaries. Keep that in line. Make sure you understand people are there for their money, their ways to get more money, which is through promotions. And some people will sell you down the river with information if you give them information to sell you down the river so they can get access to more money. Okay. And some people are in the work environment because they ain't got no power at their house. They try to exercise power at the job. I'm gonna need you to handle your business at home, and don't try it with the power trips here because we all humble. And you, just like you are getting your paycheck signed, mine is getting assigned to you. Working for somebody just like how I am. So I'm gonna need you to eat about 2, 5, 6, 7 slices of humble pie and calm yourself down. Okay.
It'd be hard. It'd be hard for people. But y'all, these statistics are for real. So I want y'all to just take this in real fast. Because we're saying, hey, don't be your coworkers aren't your friends. But based on these numbers, clearly they are your lovers. So where are we drawing the line is my question. So I know that this is a topic that's a little deeper than we could even cover in one night. I mean, it's been 2 hours here and we have not even covered like most of this, but it's clear that boundaries are crossed in the workplace every day, you guys. Like these numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? So I know that this topic we're talking about tonight really is important because we don't have boundaries at work for the most part. Like a lot of people don't. And I think it does take constant reinforcement and reminders and just constantly checking your behavior to make sure you're not going out of bounds. Like what are your thoughts on that, Show?
you have to make sure what you're doing at work aligns with the principles, values, and ethics that you operate from.
Mm-hmm.
And making sure that because of the unique position that I'm in HR, I have to not only stand by those, I have to reinforce them. Like, I don't necessarily make all the rules, but we got to enforce them.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to hold people accountable for them. So accountability is part of my job, and it's also a part of how I live my life. I
Mm-hmm.
did something, all right, I messed up. I did that. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, if you have to operate from an integral place, whether you're in your work environment or you're at home. Now, if you choose not to be, just know
Mm-hmm.
there's repercussions and results that you're not going to like that comes with that. Just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just you could choose to do whatever you want. Everybody's grown; they do what they want. Just know whatever choices you make,
Yeah.
there's results that come with that choice. You may not like those results, but make the right decisions, and you won't have to worry about that. Bless God, amen. But that's the end of my little spicy little situation. At the end, at the end of the day, the coworkers are not your friends. So make sure, as a career coach, I am going to say this: you're there to enrich your personal economy. You're not there to make friends. If you do make a friend, that's a bonus. You don't go there looking for friends. You
Mm-hmm.
go there to do what again? Enrich your personal economy. That's all.
Make money. We go to make money. Money. Pay attention. Everybody in the back. We go to make money. All
There
right.
you go.
Last messy question, and then I want you to tell us what you got coming up in this quarter four.
Mm.
Mm. What are your thoughts, lastly, on work husbands and work wives? Is that ever appropriate? And have you ever had one?
No, I have not had a work spouse, and I don't think I'd want one. Let's be clear. Lord
Why
Jesus,
not? Why not?
unless we running our own business, that's a whole nother conversation for another day.
Yeah.
I got to see you at home. I got to see you at work too. I hope we don't. If we don't work in the same department, it's not as bad.
No, you're totally missing what I'm saying. Not that kind of work spouse.
Oh, actual. Okay. Oh, work. Oh,
I'm
oh,
talking
we're talking
about
about
your
work. Okay.
work spouse.
Okay. Well,
Not your spouse who you work with, your work spouse. You know what I'm talking about.
I have a couple of. Well, we have a
What?
couple of work husbands that we share at work. We have.
I
Some.
thought you was gonna say hell to the no. Wait. Oh damn, she done brought the spices again. Okay. What?
When I say work husbands, it's like when sometimes when you take vacations off in the work environment that that I'm in, you didn't get permission to go on vacation and not tell me. Oh yeah, yeah, we get yeah.
Okay.
It's a friendly environment, so that's what I'm saying. You wait a minute. You went on well, because I'll fake harass my coworkers like this. I said, I know you went out for your birthday, but you wasn't gonna take me on the trip with you. You ain't had no room in the suitcase. What's up?
Yo, is this the same person that told me me asking about hiking was too much? You know what?
It all depends on. Right. It depends
y'all playing me
on the environment. If you guys are friendly like that, sure.
But how? Okay, let me ask you this though.
Mm-hmm.
How can you even get to the level that you just were talking about unless you're that talkative person, unless you canoodle a little bit? You're never gonna get there right out the gate.
Because I'm not the only one canoodling.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, no, you gotta,
But that takes years though. That's years.
Ooh, I don't know about years.
It takes years to get, because it depends. As I said, your work environment makes all the difference in the world. Because if they're not friendly and they're not key like that, you're not gonna be able to talk to, say stuff craziness like that.
They go to HR so fast.
Yeah, I say stuff just to get people like listen. Or when I want to get a point across, then I use my fake Nigerian accent. And then when they're like, "You don't sound," I said, "Y'all, you don't understand." When I start doing that, they're like, "Oh, here she go."
Right? They know what time it is.
Exactly.
But that's why you have to be around different people at work, because like certain people in the room would know exactly what time it is, and then other people would be like, "Why is she doing that accent? Why is she what? Shelly, where are you from? Thought you were from America." You know?
No, but like most people, like my boss knows because I sit across the hall from my boss's office. Most
Yeah.
people in the office know I'm originally from Jamaica. So of course, whenever I get a call from a family member and I'm sitting at
Yeah.
my desk and they hear my whole accent change and they're like,
Mhm.
"Where are you from again?" Or they know me like, "Oh yeah,
Right.
she talking to her family." They just
They be already
they
knowing.
already know exactly.
Girl, look.
So it just depends. As I said, it depends on the work environment you're in. If you're a good, lighthearted work environment that people get their work done, fine. But if you're in a work environment where people make assumptions about you because they don't know nothing about you, then that's a whole nother situation.
Oh my
If you want to
God.
have conversation with people, it's best to take your break time and go outside and have your conversation because none of them folk don't need to know nothing about you.
That is that's the thing that I struggle with, because I'm so
Yeah,
um
you gotta know
out.
you got to know
Yeah.
the work environment. The work environment makes all the difference in the world how you operate. If you can canoodle, if you can't canoodle, like I said, the base of all of this,
Yeah.
it depends on the work environment you're in.
Sure does. And sometimes you can misread that too. I mean, I've had that experience very recently too, where I totally misread a situation and I was like, "Oh my God, like I really am aloof in certain areas because
Hmm.
sheesh." Girl, we will get blindsided quick. Well, okay, so I was trying to think if I ever had a work spouse, and yes and no is all I'll say. I don't want to incriminate myself, but maybe. Maybe.
Another time.
Okay, but yeah, girl, them work spouses be fun though. Just don't take it too far, you know? So I say go ahead and do it, but if you have a real spouse, do not do it. I don't condone that. I don't care if it's flirty and fun or not. If I'm single, so I can go into the office and get me a work spouse, y'all. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's all Credit Solution is gonna say about that.
All right.
Madam,
All righty. All righty. Got
we
it.
got through our entire outline. I am proud of myself. Are you not proud of me as well? We're gonna do some
Yay!
clapping.
High five. High five.
Y'all are far too kind. Now, listen, guys, I'm so glad that y'all came through tonight. Mentor Shelly, I'm always happy that when you come through to the channel, you are obviously a friend to the Credit Solutionist network of channels that we're going to have eventually. And yeah, I really did enjoy tonight. So I wanted to give you the floor for a minute or two, and we're going to share some of the really exciting stuff that you have coming up in quarter 4, because we are already there, guys. We're 4 days into quarter 4. What are
Yes,
you
we
going to
are.
do with the rest of your life? So let's talk to Shelly real quick about what she's doing with hers.
Ah.
Take it away, girl.
This quarter in Mentor Shelly land, mentorshelly.com, I am working specifically. My focus this quarter is on the ex-trad wives. They absolutely are in dire straits. Some of them coming out of very abusive, neglecting, and economically draining situations where they have not been working to earn a dollar for themselves. They were fully dependent on their partner, and now they are getting ready to be unpartnered. I have actually started off with a guide, which they can find at mentorshelly.com/ETW. They're able to go ahead and download that guide and use it to start defining where they want their professional, where they want to go professionally next. I want them to understand that they are not starting off at ground zero, because in order for you to be a traditional wife, a homemaker, exclusive housewife, you have skills. And I want to make sure you know you have skills that can pay the bills. So go ahead and get that guide downloaded. Now, if you are an ex-trad wife, if you are a person coming out of college or high school and you want to get some career direction and you're not sure where to start, you can work with me directly going to mentorshelley.com/consultations and schedule a career strategy session with me so we can go through fully from soup to nuts. Let's plan the next 5 years of your career in that session. We want to make sure that you have what you need from where to go, how to maneuver, and what career skills you need, what also the career tools that you're going to need as well. If you need that particular type of service, go ahead and schedule that consultation. If you are needing to get your resume done and you are struggling to do that and you're not sure what to put on it to attract what type of employer or whatever the case may be, I can definitely work with you one-on-one to do so at mentorshelley.com/resumes. I will work with you to get that resume done and help you and do it for you. Now, I do have a resume guide on that same page. If you want to do that on your own, that is a free guide. You can download that and use the templates that are provided in that guide. So that's what I have going on Q4. If you guys have any questions, you can also go to mentorshelley.com/contact. You can leave me a voicemail or an email message on the right-hand corner of my website. You will see click to leave voicemail. You can leave me a voicemail and I respond to those within 24 hours. At the end of the day, guys, I am here to help you to become a better version of yourself professionally, whether you're an ex-trad wife or you're coming out of college or high school, or you're in midlife career crisis and you need help to make that pivot. I'm here to help you with all of those things. All right, guys, go ahead. Credit Solutionist, take it over. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Oh, these sound effects are going to be so fun. Okay.
Oh, Lord. I see you're having fun with them already.
I am. Listen, you already know I got a long night ahead of me. Well, I got like an hour and some change to get my stuff done. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by tonight, everybody, and everybody that came to participate. We had Trey, Donald. Let's see who else came in. Still Rocks, of course, always rocking with us. Stone, not sure if you're still here, but thanks for stopping by. Denise Joe, as always, thank you. That was only 5 people, and I think got up to about 20 at one point. So I know there's some of y'all watching, showing us love. We appreciate that. Don't be afraid to drop us a line next time and just say hello and let us know that you're here. Okay. We definitely appreciate you guys taking the time to spend your Friday night with us. Yes. Because as the Jigga Man himself will say, you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with me, and I absolutely appreciate that. All right. Now, as far as everything that we have coming up over at mycreditcall.com, we are going to be developing a few more products going into Q4. We're actually looking to start pushing our business course. So the Small Business Blueprint, I'm going to leave the links in the description for that. If you're looking to, get your credit fixed, if you're looking to talk to me about trying to get yourself let's say in better economic shape, for lack of a better term, and you want us to take a look at your finances and see how you can better allocate those the dollars that are coming in, telling them where to go and what to do, we can definitely have a chat, you guys. And I may be doing a special for Black Friday, so I want you to keep your ear to the street for that. We're going to have a few more courses coming up as well. And I may be launching one for free. I'm going to have to see how I feel about that because, your girl likes her money. But the holidays are coming up. And I know, stuff is tight for people. And I appreciate, you guys rocking with me. But stay tuned, for all those things that are coming up the pike. And if you want to chat with me directly, you can hit me up over at mycreditcall.com, or you can actually send me an email to support@langfordsolutions.com. So I'm going to put that in just in case there are people that are going to be watching later on, so you know how to find me. Okay. All right, guys. So that is pretty much it, everybody. So I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing our friend to the channel, Mentor Shelly, sometime down the road. And again, we are glad you guys stopped by. So leave us a like, share this stream with somebody that you think might find it helpful. And please have a great week next week if I don't see you before Monday, you guys. And think about what we talked about. Your coworkers are not your friends. The spicy lady from the Himalayas told you about it. I mean, the Jamaica, that's my jerk chicken over there. Okay, y'all? She told you, and I told you. They ain't your friends. You're there for the money, and that is okay. All right? It's an honorable thing to do, to have a job and get that money and take care of your family. All right? So I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks again for hanging out. We'll see you next time. Credit Solutionist and Mentor Shelly
out.
Peace out, y'all.
Good night.
Bye, bye, bye.